BBC reporting Israel attacks main airport and Yemen's capital, Sana'a. And I think, what do we have here from... Trump says the U.S. will stop bombing the Houthis.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
But the Houthis are claiming they're not giving up. So we'll see how long this goes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trump said today in the Oval Office during that pool spray that the Houthis had capitulated and that they told him that he heard from a very good source, and he sort of conferred with Rubio and Vance, and they're like, oh yeah, really great source, that they're not going to attack shipping lanes anymore. So we'll see whether that's true or not.
I mean, maybe after the bombing of the Capitol and shutting the airport down.
I mean, I guess that would have been around the same time. I think the pool spray was around like it was around noon.
This is Israelis.
Yeah.
So, and then I saw someone post on Google that it says the airport is now permanently closed after being bombed. Yeah. So, World War III, or are we just, well,
I mean, it's definitely not going to be the Houthis that are starting it.
No, but Israel is involved in a lot of conflict right now.
Yeah, but I don't like, look, there's always conflict in the Middle East, and there was the U.S. strike that killed Soleimani. There was, I think, Israel struck Iran because Iran was shooting some missiles. There's flare-ups, but just because there are flare-ups, that doesn't really mean that it's going to turn into World War III.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with what happens with Russia and Ukraine and Europe, leading to some kind of serious war than war in the Middle East. War in the Middle East is kind of like the normal state.
I think maybe we are kind of in a slumber of a 2-decade-long regime change, democracy building war that we're not really conditioned for skirmishes like this anymore.
Go on.
Like this is the first time in a while that we've seen these countries kind of going at it with each other in a really like schizophrenic kind of way, because we've been so focused on Afghanistan. And so maybe we're kind of like shocked out of our slumber.
Am I wrong? I mean, it doesn't feel like there have been this many active conflicts at once in a long time.
Well, there have been, but a bunch of them have been in places we don't pay any attention to also. Like there's been ongoing stuff, and
like Burma,
Ethiopia,
we're not worried about.
I mean, there was a Syrian civil war.
Yeah, there was that.
The entire Arab Spring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to be fair, I remember, was it 10 years ago? When was Protective Edge? That was 10 years ago, right? Let me do a quick fact check on Protective Edge. Our Israel-obsessed people will know exactly what that was. Nope, I did not want to search for that, and I have no idea. The Gaza War, Operation Protective Edge, was 2014, August. When that was happening, a bunch of journalists were speculating that this could be the start of, I should pull this over, of World War III, because this is the 2014 Gaza War. There was talks about a Palestinian surge into Israeli territory. Israel was bombing the Gaza Strip. And then a lot of journalists in New York had been discussing, like conflict reporters saying, there were concerns that Iran would step up their proxy war, start funneling as many weapons as possible to embolden Hamas, in Gaza, and then scale this up to basically what we're seeing now. But nothing happened. So it was a lot of talk about, oh man, we're dangerously close to World War III if Iran gets involved, and they didn't. They did not. Then again, today, Iran launched missiles into Israel and hit them.
Yeah.
And Israel launched missiles back. And then they said, you didn't do anything and, lied. Now Israel's blowing up pagers in Lebanon. Mm-hmm. Israel just said they're going to, what did they say, flatten Gaza?
Yeah, they're going to take over Gaza. That was what they said.
I kind of feel like we're closer to World War III than ever before. Come on. Like when this stuff was happening, we didn't have all of this conflict all at once, especially war in Eastern Europe.
Here's the big question. Let's we go with your premise that we are very close to World War III. So World War I, World War II, it took like an inciting incident to get the U.S. involved. What would the incident be that would have to get the U.S. involved? We'd have to be attacked.
Oh, bro, easy, false flag.
Like, who would attack us? So you think the government would do a false flag of attacking the U.S.?
No, the government could do a false flag. Or what the U.S. government prefers to do is threaten indirectly to provoke an attack, and then they can say, oh, no, why did they attack us? Mm-hmm. Gulf of Tonkin, however, was a false flag.
What about Pearl Harbor?
We got attacked on Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
There's
who do you think, like, let's say it wasn't a false flag. Do you think that...
Pearl Harbor was not a false flag.
No. Let's say now, right? What would get the U.S. into World War III?
Like what
wasn't
scale of attack?
Yeah, like
And who would do it?
Who would do it? Who would attack us and how?
Um,
Would it be an Indian
Well, I mean, we could-
ICBM on New York?
we can
Like,
speculate a million
I'm just
different
curious
ways.
what you think it would be. I'm just curious.
What it would be, honestly, I don't know. It could be hundreds, thousands of different scenarios. One potential scenario is a cyber attack launched by the Iranians on an industrial control system, which takes out the power of a major metro or something. I don't know that would actually reach a significant level. But you take a look at 9/11. We invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, and why?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hiding bin Laden from us, and Iraq has got weapons of mass destruction.
think they-
so.
Which they didn't.
I think Iraq was about was a vanity project for George Bush.
Yeah, you
Well-
remember because he was like, "You saw what what he did to my dad, what he said about my dad, whatever it was."
Yeah, but
tried
do you
to kill
know
George Bush?
Yeah.
what
He tried
country?
to kill my dad. That's what he
Do
said.
you know what country borders Iraq to the east?
Is it
To the east?
to the east? I have no idea.
The east is Iran.
It is. And do you know what country borders Afghanistan to the west?
It's Iran, right?
Indeed. So we invaded those two countries, put military bases all along the eastern and western fronts. I wonder why.
That's interesting.
So Russia.
Yeah, Iran is bigger
So-
than you think.
Here's the thing. There's this viral clip that the Jews people like to share that's out of context, where I was making the point about a false flag, and I said it doesn't matter who fires the missiles because the false flag already happened, and the propaganda narrative will be used against whichever side by both sides. Like if an attack on the U.S. happened, that was reasonably discernible to the average person to have been a false flag, or not even a false flag. Let's say a rogue band of miscreants blow up detonate a bomb. They're unaffiliated. Let's say it's Antifa. The U.S. government could just come out and say, we found a passport on the streets proving it was an Iranian. Iran attacked us. The media will run the narrative 100 times an hour, and then the American people will be told we have to go to war with Iran, and a lot of people will believe it.
Do you think that the politics in the U.S. are such now, though, that people are going to be a lot more skeptical?
Oh, yeah.
Because the neoconservatives have been effectively destroyed?
Here's why I don't know that we can get involved in a war. So long as, imagine this. Imagine Iran literally does set a bomb off in, Philadelphia. And like shortly before, there's a bunch of videos going viral of a guy screaming in the middle of Philly about the glory of Iran. And then all of a sudden a dirty bomb goes off and it just like irradiates a big portion of the city and it kills 10,000. Donald Trump would come out and call for retaliation. The Democrats would immediately come out and say, no, we reject this and we oppose it and we will not let this happen.
Right. We need to do a proportionate response.
No, they'd just say no. They'd say Trump is evil no matter what he does. So whatever it is he's doing, we're against.
I don't know if I agree with that because the only time that the media and the Democrats cheered on Trump during the first term was when he struck Soleimani.
Fair point. Fair point. I concede. That is a good point.
Thank you.
I
My moments.
I do think the Democrats are just going to oppose whatever it is Trump is doing. So to be fair, if a dirty bomb went off, yeah, they'd probably say, "Oh, war! Oh, we like
Yeah,
war.
they love
War's
it.
good."
They would be. That's the only thing they agree with Republicans on.
That's why they're mad at Trump right now because he doesn't want to get
Exactly.
involved in the war
And
with
that's
Iran.
why the establishment Republicans don't like Trump.
Yeah.
It's all over foreign policy for the most part.
So then I suppose the issue would be if some kind of attack happened on the U.S., Trump would resist, and they would say he's letting us be attacked. He's weak.
There would be a huge debate between Vance and Rubio, and they would fight for Trump's ear.
Yeah. But I think Vance would say no.
Yeah, Vance
Right.
wouldn't want the war.
But have you heard that Trump is touting Rubio as the potential successor?
He's mentioned him. Yeah.
Really?
He mentioned
Instead
both
of
of them.
Vance?
Yeah, he said Vance and Rubio.
Yeah, and I heard the interviews that you're referring to. He talked about both of them.
So,
Well, you could do a Vance Rubio ticket and then Rubio whoever else ticket after that.
who would be president after Trump?
Well,
There's a lot of
you don't
people.
like Vance? I like Vance.
Yeah, Vance is good. But does I would give Vance a B-. Trump's got an A+.
Sure.
Trump's a once in a lifetime crazy guy. He's literally a like orange man. You know what I mean? It's like he's a unique, strong, tall, weird person. And I mean weird in the good way. Like he is atypical, he is abnormal. JD Vance is as normal as they come.
Yeah, but I think he could be good. And also, you have to remember, like, vice presidents never get to do anything good. we're seeing him a lot more than we saw Kamala Harris.
He's been doing an amazing job.
Yeah. And
I'm just saying-
glad that we've seen him out there a lot more than, previous vice presidents.
I
We never saw Pence. I mean, he sucked, but still.
The Democrats have nobody with any X factor. Like AOC maybe has like on a scale of 1 to 100, a 2. It's like she's got celebrity there, but not enough to be president.
No, she has political talent, but I don't see it being presidential. I mean, look at the people that they're pushing forward. Jasmine Crockett, she's awful.
Hilarious, and I want them to push
her more.
right to the front.
Like you to the front, like when she boarded that plane in front of the disabled people.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh, is that what she did?
The more
weekend,
attention,
yeah.
the more
I'm actually
attention she
impressed
gets,
by
the
that.
happier I am.
Yeah, she was like, I'm super important. You got to let me on.
Yeah, it was great.
She is nuts.
Wow.
Congresswoman
Gretchen Whitmer is terrible.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.